We are seeing here in our backyard the first renderings of the Trump Presidential Library that will eventually be built in downtown Miami. The images of a towering skyscraper were posted on social media by Eric Trump, the president's son, who is also the trustee of the Trump Library Foundation.
And yet it looks like that.
Yes, correct.
Right?
And Google points out.
Yeah, the whole thing from start to finish has kind of been a disaster, right? It's ugly to look at. It's over budget. The taxpayers are footing the bill apparently for parts of this, and then they had to open the ceremony with this, performative morality, virtue signal. When I think about what I would want a legacy as president to look like, I think about the Trump Presidential Library, which many people have probably seen the videos of. It looks amazing. It's going to be fantastic down in Miami, beautiful. But whenever I'm thinking about what might be in there, I wonder if the Obama Library will highlight the way that Obama had people spy on Donald Trump as a civilian during the 2016 presidential campaign, or are they saving that for the Biden Library when they talk about the weaponization of the Department of Justice to prevent Donald Trump from becoming president again? I'm just waiting to see what happens. When I think about what I would want a legacy as president to look like, I think about the Trump Presidential Library.
Really? So this is Obama's presidential library. It's meant to serve the American people. It has a museum, community spaces. It has part of the Chicago Library inside. Awesome. It's even gonna have a replica of the Declaration of Independence. Super American and patriotic. Let's take a look at Trump's, shall we? It will be the tallest building in Miami because Trump is compensating for something. It's going to have his name on it in giant gold letters. Oh, it gets better. It's going to have a gilded ballroom that you, the person watching this, won't be able to afford to attend. It's going to have a gold escalator, and right next to that escalator is going to be the Qatari bribe that he was given. Gilded. There's going to be a giant golden statue of himself. Yeah. And worst of all, it's going to be a hotel for super rich people. Epstein would be so proud of his good buddy.
His rendition of the library was fascinating to me because, first of all, it has, of course, the gold entrance because everything he thinks that's in gold, is regal and looks appropriate. He puts his name on everything, but he also has this huge gold statue of himself. He's got the Qatari plane that he really shouldn't have accepted because of the emoluments clause. He has that plane like right in the center of it. And I compared it immediately to President Obama's presidential center, not a library that I think should be the standard for what a presidential library does. If you think about it, he's not even calling it a library. He's calling it a presidential center because he says it's a living civic center. It's going to teach people about civics, young people about civics. Obama.
Well, Trump shouldn't name this that because that's not what they're going to do.
Yeah, that's not what they're going to do. But that's what a presidential library is supposed to do. This will be the first fully digital presidential library, so kids will have access. It's also going to have a home court and athletic and recreation center.
Where's it going to be?
It's going to be in Chicago.
This is Obama's.
This is Obama's. It's actually a public library, like a Chicago public library is going to be there, community spaces, that sort of thing. And so I think, the stark contrast is interesting because President Trump will never be the type of president President Obama was. Just never. And he lives rent-free in his mind. And that stark difference, I think, says it all. It says it all about Kid Rock, the flybys. It says it all about the bunker being built. It says it all about the library. This is probably a malignant narcissist who only thinks about himself and wants to stamp his name on everything as opposed to doing something for the people.
Right.
America needs a president right now, not a pool boy. Families are drowning in bills, and Trump is drowning in reflecting pool algae. Americans are losing their homes. They're cutting back at the grocery store. They're walking to work because gasoline is expensive. And Trump's top priority right now is cleaning up the reflecting pool. America needs a president right now, not a pool boy. It's a tale as old as time in Trump's Washington. Trump ignores the experts, jumps at the first idea that pops into his head, gives a buddy a no-bid contract at the taxpayer's expense and then blames invisible enemies when his stupid ideas fail. The only criteria Trump cares about is that you're his crony or you look good on TV.
The whole thing from start to finish has kind of been a disaster, right? It's ugly to look at. It's over budget. The taxpayers are footing the bill, apparently, for parts of this.
Hold up, is she talking about the reflecting pool? No, she's actually talking about Obama's failed presidential library. No tax dollars went to constructing Obama's presidential library. The only tax dollars spent was upgrading the surrounding infrastructure, like what happens when you build every fucking building in the city. And then she goes on to say how Trump's future presidential library is gonna be better.
Why is it that Obama seems to live rent-free in his head? Why are they always why is he always competing with Obama and losing?
Because they're losing.
I think when you're anointed with certain things and like, you know, like people love you, like we love the Obamas, like forever, right? Like when that happens and some people can't handle watching that be a thing. Like we celebrated watching the clip of Michelle Obama and Barack Obama coming in and looking at the portrait, and we remembered all of the little pieces, like the home in the background. Like, I don't know, I think that there's just like a certain amount of covering that we give them, and that is way bigger than any of us, that, you know, once that happens, people don't know how to react to it, and that's what we're seeing.
Yeah, I bet you Trump didn't even get the invite because Michelle was like, if Trump come, I'm not coming.
It's been reported that he was not invited. It's been reported that he was not invited.
I like it though. I like whenever you know, they speak out against the Obamas, because it reminds us of what the White House is currently lacking.
Yes,
right?
yes.
It's just a reminder that there's no dignity in the White House anymore, that there's no class in the White House anymore. So, me personally, man, you know, if you know somebody is better than you, why even bring them up?
Yeah.
'Cause now people gonna make the comparison.
Everything that Donald Trump does, 100% everything, is in reaction to something else. And clearly the Obamas, all of the living former presidents who showed up for the opening of the Obama Library, are part of what Trump is always reacting to. These are a group of the oppositional figures in his life. They're actually the antithesis of what he is trying to be, of his whole reason, in fact, for being the president of the United States.
Well, your whole theory that he's an outsider, that one of the reasons he bonded with Jeffrey Epstein was that he was also an outsider, and that the two of them wanted to make it in Manhattan, and they had difficulties doing that. And this sense of him determined to succeed because he felt an outsider. I wondered this week if he felt more of an outsider than ever, because the cool kids club, i.e. the previous presidents, were all gathered together without him. And I imagined that that would trigger his paranoia almost more than anything else.
An AI video of his presidential library that is apparently being built in Miami, Florida. It of course looks like crap, and I want to show you some screenshots from the video. But first and foremost, that is what the building is going to look like. I was very thankful to learn that it's going to be in Miami, not New York City. He can stay away from New York. It's going to have the typical Trump lettering on the outside, and of course it's going to be covered in gold, a disgusting amount of gold, and it'll probably be cheap material like everything Donald Trump builds. I guess he's trying to fit Air Force One inside of the presidential library. I can't tell if this is the original one or the Qatar jet that he's going to be getting in that bribe that he accepted as president. Then there's apparently going to be an auditorium with a gold statue of Donald Trump. Looks exactly like North Korea. And then apparently there's going to be like a remake of his Oval Office, which I mean, it just looks appalling. Again, there's just gold everywhere. It's just vomited gold. Now, I don't really care that he's going to build this presidential library. It doesn't really matter to me. What matters to me is the fact that he's posting this crap. He's thinking about his library while we're in the middle of a war. The economy sucks. Nobody can afford health care. And this is what he...
The worst part of all this is that this ballroom isn't even his only DIY project. He's also starting a new one in Florida.
We're getting our first look at what President Trump's presidential library could look like. The president posted the video on social media showing renderings of a skyscraper in Miami, with, no surprise, Trump's name on it.
Interesting library. Has Donald Trump ever seen a library before? Because this just looks like one of his hotels, but it's his library, right? Not a hotel.
It's going to be most likely a hotel. It could be office, but it's most likely going to be a hotel.
What a fitting monument to President Trump, a hotel parading as a presidential library where you can honor his legacy by cheating on your wife in the Ashley Madison suite. Guess what? All the suites are Ashley Madison. know Trump doesn't do anything in the traditional way, whether it's governing or standing, but Trump, don't you want that classic presidential library or museum?
I don't believe in building libraries or museums.
Reminder, this is him announcing that he is building a library and museum. And he's like, I don't trust museums. All the little guys come to life at night and make you learn history. Honestly, this sounds like one of the worst ideas Trump has ever had, which is not very easy. I mean, I can't think of a single good thing about this building.
I wouldn't start it till I'm out of office.
Wait, you wouldn't start until you're out of office? Mr. President, we need this library that is mostly a hotel as soon as possible. What? You should leave office and start building it right now. We can't wait a second longer. In fact, you might even need help. Bring JD with you. He can supervise.
Trump just posted a video of the Trump Library, and well, you tell me what it reminds you of. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of a penis, doesn't it? Clearly compensating for something. Now, the entire video is 1 minute and 40 seconds long, and the last 10 are just credits. But let's go through some of the lowlights, shall we? An auditorium with a golden statue with his fist raised of dear leader. Nothing strange about that at all. Air Force One is apparently going to be there along with the golden escalator. I assume they're going to have to build around the plane. Oh, and fighter jets that Captain Bonespurs never flew. A recreation of how Melania ruined the Rose Garden and his presidential wall of shame. It wouldn't be complete without the big, beautiful, tacky, let them eat cake ballroom replica. Wow. If ever erected, it will be located in Miami, Florida, because of course it would. And it would dominate the skyline because clearly that man has never dominated anything.
Well, this has to be the funniest thing ever. We know that Donald Trump currently has an ongoing war with Iran, but let's not forget that Donald Trump has a lifelong war with education. Hey, do you guys remember this video that I made? This video is the depiction of the quote-unquote official presidential Trump library. Oh, and you remember when I said this? Eric, no matter what you do, no matter how tall you build these skyscrapers, no matter how much gold you wrap shit in, daddy will never love you. Well, Trump is officially weighed in, and let's just say he's not so excited about this library that everyone else is raving about.
Son Eric posted a photo of what will be the Trump Presidential Library. It's a huge skyscraper. Is that all a library? What else is going in there?
Well, it's a library. It's a museum, a library. It's a presidential, but I wouldn't start it till I'm out of office.
Interesting. So you want to wait until you're out of office to start this presidential library, but you had no issues doing things like starting work on this ballroom, which now is on hold because the judges said, no, you can't do that, Trump. You slapped your name on the Kennedy Center, and it's a complete joke now, so much so that people don't even want to attend events at the Kennedy Center. You changed the name of the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America, and let's not forget that there were reports he allegedly wanted to change the name to the Gulf of Trump. Oh, and Florida just passed legislation where they're going to be renaming the airport in Palm Beach after Trump. But for some reason, with this massive monument to his ego, he wants to wait until he's out of office. That doesn't sound like Trump. I wonder why.
I don't believe in building libraries or museums. It's really like the Barack Hussein Obama one in Chicago. It's not a good location, and it's a very unattractive building that's seriously late and seriously over budget.
I just want to stop for a second and say Obama lives rent-free in his head. At this point, Trump just asked him out on a date. I'm sure it would be much easier than this weird obsession that you have. So if he's not excited about a presidential library, what would he actually want this massive skyscraper to be?
No, it's going to be most likely a hotel. You know, this concept could be office, but it's most likely going to be a hotel with a beautiful building underneath and a 747 Air Force One in the lobby.
Let's keep it a buck. You could name an ice cream shop after Trump and he would not stop talking about the fact that it's the world's greatest ice cream shop that's officially named the Trump Ice Cream Shop. I mean, he would be going on non-stop.
Man, the man is not
Maybe I'm off base because we know that Donald Trump, well, he is a bit of a stable genius.
I'm an extremely stable genius. Okay.
I mean, because he's highly educated and he knows all the best words.
I went to an Ivy League school. I'm very highly educated. I know words. I have the best words.
But the reason why Trump doesn't care about libraries or education or anything like that is because he always assumes that he's the smartest person in the room.
Why do you assume you're the smartest in the room?
But I think that we all have to admit that the MAGA brain rot has officially gotten to their Mango Mussolini.
Talking about presidential libraries, because the Obama Presidential Center recently opened up and MAGA's all in a tiff about it. This person here says, and you got the wrong there here, I doubt they are, Will. I know what you were trying to say, but you got the wrong. I doubt there will ever be a Trump presidential library unless it's a prison library, this person says. I doubt there will ever be a Trump presidential library as well, and here's why I don't think there will ever be one. Because I don't think that this family is capable of overseeing anything where they get a shit ton of money and they don't tap into that money. I think that it'll all go to the family in some way, shape, or form. You see, presidential libraries don't happen typically for a few years, several years, in many cases, after the president has left office. I mean, Obama last was in office on January 20th, 2017, and his library just opened up, as an example. Most likely, by the time a Trump presidential library is something that could be a reality, Donnie will probably no longer be with us, given his age and his health. And his family will not have him to continue the ultimate grift in order for them to be able to survive. Ivanka is going to be fine. She's got her own line of clothing, shoes, purses, whatever, and she's married to a very rich man as well. Ivanka and Jared, they're going to be fine. Don Jr. and Eric, different story in my opinion. And I don't see millions upon millions upon millions of dollars being donated to some presidential library cause for Donald Trump and these grifting pieces of shit not taking that money. Maybe there will be one in Miami at some point in time, and maybe it'll be every bit as grotesque and gaudy and cheesy and shitty as everything else that the Trump family has ever done. And then we'll just have something else to point at and laugh at. I don't see it happening either. They are going to milk all of those funds for themselves. When Daddy's gone, Don Jr. and Eric don't have a way of supporting themselves. Everything that they do is relative to what Daddy can do for them. Well, they're invested in these businesses. Yeah, that Daddy is giving them government contracts for. You think those government contracts are going to continue if a Democrat wins? I'm just saying. At some point in time, Don Jr. and Eric are going to have to stand on their own 2 feet, and I don't know that they're capable of doing so. However, if people are handing them millions and millions and millions of dollars for a library, I wouldn't put it past them to just take that money to live off of. I mean, these are people that funnel the money out of a children's cancer charity, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them in the least bit to milk the presidential library fund dry.
That man just can't help himself with Obama. He's got ODS. Now, I'm telling you what, he's doing this because President Obama's new presidential library is opening up next week. And I bet President Donald Trump can't handle it, that attention is being put on someone who's actually great. And you know what? He is the one whose name's coming down off of buildings this week. So I think the last laugh is on him. And yeah, I mean, bye.
Hi guys, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching me from. Now I'm saying all that because I don't know what time that you guys are watching my videos, because I make them during the night where I am, and during this kind of time I know that it's morning wherever you're watching me from. So guys, those people that are joining us for the first time, if you have never been on this channel, never seen this face before, my name is Furaha and I'm so delighted to have you on my channel today. I hope that you're keeping safe from wherever you're watching me from. Now, the people that have subscribed to my channel, the people that follow me, the people that have been here from long ago when we started the channel, 2 months ago that is, thank you so much guys for the support. Thank you for being there for me. Thank you for always watching my videos. Thank you for always sharing them to your friends and family and like-minded people. Thank you for, liking my videos, leaving comments, interacting in the comment section. Yeah, I don't take it for granted because I know it costs you time, it costs you a lot of energy to do that, and I for sure know that you did not have to do that, but you chose to do it to support me. So I really appreciate each and every one of you for that kind of support. Now guys, on today's video, again, we are talking about Obama versus Trump and the competition that there is between them, and it's mostly not it's not something that is brought about by the Obama's family. It's not. Now, the Trump family has been proving to the world that they're in competition. It's not even a silent competition anymore, because I remember there's a video I've done in the past, like 2 days, where we were talking about President Trump comparing his wife, Melania Trump, to Michelle Obama, and the way that people respond to Michelle Obama and how they respond to Melania. Now, did I say Michelle Trump, So, sorry about that. So, he was really complaining about how you guys, the Americans and the people of the world, how you respond to Michelle Obama's speeches and how you do not respond the same way for Melania Trump's speeches. Now, one thing that people gathered very fast was the fact that Melania Trump's speech was actually plagiarized, and it was really just Michelle's speech. Now, that is one thing that should not be happening. I don't know how we are supposed to be discussing that, but it's not something that should be happening. How can you honestly plagiarize someone's speech and read it out word for word? Yeah. Now, Michelle's speech, came from her heart, and that is what many people actually agreed in the comment section, that she spoke from her heart, and she was talking about her husband from her heart, the things that they have gone through, the things that they have encountered in their love story, in their leadership, in raising their family, raising, the people of America, the children of America, and leading the people of America, which is just the truth. You have all seen the journey, you have all seen how they got to where they got to becoming the first family and doing all those things that they have done for Americans. It's no small feat. And for you as Melania Trump to come and actually take that speech word for word and read it to your people, expecting the same applause, expecting the same reaction, this is not the first time these people are hearing this speech. And even other than that, the emotion beat is just off, because you cannot have the same story with the Trump family. You cannot have the same love story. You cannot have the same leadership story. Now, there's something unique about everyone. If Melania Trump just accepted herself and she was not trying to compete with Michelle Obama for any kind of attention, it would be okay. She would give a speech that is very relatable, that people would like. And I keep saying one thing, that it doesn't matter who you are. People will always love you. You'll always have your own people, You do not always have to, try to find people to like you, yeah? For example, Melania does not have business trying to please people that love Michelle Obama. And that is because I know for a fact that there are people that love Melania Trump more than they love Michelle Obama. And I have said this before. It is okay that there are people that actually do that. It's okay. It should be okay that there are people that actually prefer her to Michelle Obama. And it's not supposed to be a competition. It's supposed to be just people doing their own thing. Now, Trump and Obama is the other issue. These two have been in a competition where we're not talking about Obama competing. It's President Trump trying to fit in the shoes of Obama, but not in the good way. There's a way you can do that, and it's okay, when you're trying to learn from them, when you're trying to copy the style that they used, because you know you are a president now and you have to make it work. If this person used a strategy and it worked, you can borrow that idea and use it, you know, as long as it's in the interest of people's the citizens, it's supposed to be okay. But now President Trump is constantly trying to outdo Obama, and that is going to be a hard task. We all know that, because President Obama did exceptionally well and he was not even trying. He did it flawlessly. He tried where he could, and sometimes he missed, but he did all that with a lot of grace. Yeah. Now for President Trump, it's different, because he's doing it with a lot of pressure, trying to prove a point, trying to prove that he's better than President Obama. And you see, that is how you start to, you set yourself up for failure, because why are you trying to compete and you're competing with someone that is not even interested in the competition? They're not saying anything about it. They know too well that you cannot outdo them, and they have made peace with that. Now you, on the other hand, you're losing sleep, going online and posting a lot of posts on your socials, and like 50 posts in the middle of the night. What do you even mean your whole brain is? That's why people say President Obama actually lives rent-free in Trump's head, because of such things. Because how do you explain that? You are busy thinking about, outdoing President Barack Obama with everything. Look at the issue that we've had on this video today. Now that is just competition, because you can actually do it, but not do it in a manner that suggests that you're competing, that suggests that you want to win some certain favors from people, that you want people to think yours is better. Like, it shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be a competition. You can just do your own things, have your own ideas. I have never been president, so I might not know much. So guys, let me know what you think about this video. Let me know what you think about President Obama and President Trump, and the things that they are doing, and the libraries and all that. Guys, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing to me. Help this channel to grow and reach as many people as possible. Those that have subscribed and they are returning subscribers, they have been here for some time now. Thank you so much, guys, for the overwhelming support. We are now at 12,000. Guys, I don't even believe that I'm saying that, because it was just the other day that we had like 2 subscribers. And 2 months later, we have 12, and that is really commendable. And it is just because of you that we are there. Thank you so much for being part of this amazing story, this amazing journey. And I hope that we keep supporting each other more and more. And I really appreciate you guys. I love you so much. I hope to see you on my next video. Also, remember to take care of yourself. Hydrate. Yeah, please remember to hydrate as much as you can today. I will see you on my next video. Bye for now.